I just had a thought, and pretty much it's I don't want to look perfect on camera. I feel like a lot of the things that the internet produces is these curated, look perfect type of formulas. It's like I got my SpongeBob. I'm at my mom's house. I'm watching some Alex Hormozy, Tony Robbins videos about like hustle culture and the like how it's just not good. And like for me, I'm looking for how can I bring an honest experience to the world? Like how do I stop hiding? And I feel like the way that I can stop hiding is anytime I have a thought or anytime I just feel scared or insecure or have all of these moments where I feel like I'm just unlovable or these human honest experiences that everyone has that everybody hides. How do I let people feel those and still feel like they can be a hero too? And that's what it just kind of made me think. Like these are what these videos are. Is my honest giving of giving or just letting you see my internal world of or just like producing my internal world of I have roller coasters up and downs and oh I want to do this and I want to conquer this and I feel scared and confused and I love this person but now it's just this chaoticness that everybody goes through and I feel like everybody's numb and they try to look perfect and I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be imperfect. Why not just live life, have everything just out there, man. Like I don't I'm not someone who looks perfect. I'm not somebody who sounds perfect. I'm I'm just like a normal guy and I want to do what I can to make the world a better place, but I keep screwing up all the time. And so like I feel like a lot of people they look at the world and they're like, "Oh man, I don't have anybody that I can take advice from or do this or I don't know, like how can I be a role model for people who feel like everybody's perfect, but they're not?" And I just wanted to say that I've had so many times where I've tried to convince myself that I'm perfect or I've convinced myself that I am this or that. And it's just, I feel like my goal is to make a world that's more fulfilled, who love beauty, who love art, who love each other, and be less, get myself into less of a position where I'm trying to control everything. That I have to be this person that does all of this stuff to feel like I'm worthy. My stepsister made this for me, and I think it's really cute, and I thought I would show it. It's All Might. You too can be a hero. I love these things. They're so adorable. Here's another one. They're so cool, aren't they? That she made these for me. It's because I love this show so much. And like All Might, I saw this character of All Might, and it had always been. It's because I got a black car like this. That's why she drew this. Ever since 5 months ago, when I first started all of this, I saw the duality of All Might and Small Might, and these two characters it represents this persona, right? The Alex Hormozy, the Tony Robbins. I can take action. I can make things happen. This. Wait, let me see if I can get a better picture. I can be the symbol of peace for people because there's been so many people in my life that have been hurt or have been scared, and I don't want to be the one that's overwhelmed and scared. I want to be the one that helps them get through their stuff. And then there's the other part of me, right? The small mite that I think this is the best image for this. The small mite that's just trying to figure out, how do I actually do this? Because I don't feel like I'm smart enough to figure out how to do this. I'm just like punching at air, and it's just not been effective. And I'm the type of person, maybe I'm conditioning my own identity in a way that's like not what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. How analytical it gets, you know what I mean? Am I doing the right thing to condition my desired identity? Blah, 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 blah. But this is who I am. The person who doesn't want to sit idly by and watch people suffer. And I would do it in any way to figure out how to do that. But, the F happiness, or the working all of the time and not enjoying anything, I feel like I really convinced myself, and I would look down on people and like feel like I'm doing more than them, even though I was so miserable. I even like yesterday and today, like all night, it was just misery. And so that's what this whole mission is for people to feel like they can be like the little Deku, or they can be the little Izuku Midoriya and Toshino or whatever, little Small Mite, and that they're so amazing. Like that they're an amazing thing to be vulnerable and be this beautiful creature that just doesn't have to mask all the time, that can just be themselves. And I'll have all my things that I can still do where I can influence people, but I feel like one of the biggest things that has been like making me so miserable has been I've been really taking on this burden of the world, which I'm sure is a character arc. I'm only on episode 9, so but this burden that I have to figure this out, and I can't love, I can't feel emotions, I can't have these things, and I just I want to build a world. I want to build a world where people can feel happy and safe, and I feel like the only way to do that is for there to be a pillar of a symbol of peace. And that's kind of the thing. But I really do believe that. And I feel like one of the things with the symbol of peace is that there's this perception that you have to look perfect. And it's really, really said in the mainstream that you have to look perfect. And I think the symbol of peace is somebody now that isn't perfect. Because the thing about All Might that inspired me was not the perfect version of him. It was this version. I love the perfect version, and I've done so many things with it, but I don't think I would like the character even a little, half as much if he was just this perfect archetype. That's the whole point, is that he's imperfect, and learning to love the fact that he doesn't have to hate himself and hide himself all of the time just to be good enough so that the world doesn't collapse. And of course I want to make it so that the world doesn't collapse, but I feel like the best way that I can do that is build the love that I need, so that I myself don't just crumble in my own hands. I am totally 100% willing to have that passionate strike of how can I serve the world at the highest capacity, because it's what I love to do more than anything. It really is. I get so much out of it when I run. I visualize it. I think that the way that I was communicating before often was this I don't want to see you suffer. I feel this pain inside me of you suffering. And I think that secretly I was the one who was suffering by having other people come to me and telling them their problems so that I could push down my own feelings of inadequacy and help them achieve their dreams. And I think when there was a moments where they were doing better, or I felt like I couldn't help them in any way, that I felt like I was worthless and I had no purpose to, I had no reason to exist. And so it's my journey to find a family who I can really fight the world's evils, but maybe not even fight, but just inspire the world to be a beautiful and better place. Even just right now, being honest on camera feels different. It's amazing. And I do, every single person that in my life that I feel like got like this feeling of uncomfortability, or I didn't know what to do in the moment, that I communicated with them, and maybe I reacted in a way that was me trying to figure out how to help them or save them. I mean, and then I let myself get into this feeling of of feeling like it was all my responsibility when I saw someone I cared about sad. That, it's not that I didn't, it's not, I'm not even sure what I'm saying, but I do, it comes from the heart. And I'm trying to be better. But maybe I'm just trying to be me. And I'm trying to figure out who that is. I feel like this is me. I love you guys. Sometimes you feel like you look at your past and you think, man, I could have done something differently, but it brought you to where you are right now. And you wouldn't be the person who could share the lessons if you aren't the person you are right now. And so I find every single moment here beautiful, at least in this freaking 13 minutes. Be free to show that you are real and honest, and you are a beautiful thing, even when you suffer and even when you feel like no one sees you. Because even though I can't see you right now through the phone, I feel like I'm seeing myself in a small, maybe even bigger amount. And so I feel like I can see you too, if you resonated with where I've been coming from in this video. And so let us usher in a new time of beauty for people, where they can be honest and full of life. I want to do the Hamza thing. Do the hard work. Do the loving work, even when you don't feel like it.